One of our key challenges in the space that we operate is the fact that we enforce compliance, rightly or wrongly. So what we've seen is we're very successful where there is a requirement or a desire from the customer to comply with legislative environments. Where we lose traction is where things go by the wayside, and unfortunately, that is a challenge within the space or the area that we operate. Because we focus on the business process side of it, we tend to try and circumnavigate those issues.
One of the big challenges that we experience is what we refer to as domain knowledge. Domain knowledge is the understanding of a certain functional area within local government. When we started off in local government, we were very focused around records management, and we understood records management as a compliance item. But as time went on, you look at things like supply chain, committee management, building maintenance, those type of business processes or functional areas, what we do, those domains. We find them that if you don't have a strong domain knowledge around those areas, it becomes very difficult to solve problems in the municipality. Now, one would think that a supply chain process from one organization to the next organization is identical. But the first challenge that we found, it's not identical. You have, depending on the organizational structure of the organizations, they have different delegated authorities. They just do these processes differently. You know, some people are very strong, and when it comes to supply chain, they're very strong on the type of items they buy. They use things like catalogs, where other municipalities are not that sophisticated, and they're using what they refer to as free text purchasing. And it's very difficult. And one of the main obstacles is to identify the problem from the beginning, especially if you don't have the domain knowledge. We go into areas like engineering, where we don't have that understanding necessarily of the different problems that they experience. And therefore, you expect the customer to first teach you the business processes that's applicable and the way that it should be working. And it all depends on the individuals inside that municipality. So if you have a strong person that's a leader in that market, then they can quickly transfer the domain knowledge to you about what the business process should be doing. But if you end up in a municipal area, let's say, for instance, municipal health, and the people employed in the organization are also not sure what the business process should be, it becomes very difficult to actually solve that problem. What has happened to us, and it's pure because we've been in this market now for 23 odd years, that we have built up such a large library of the different processes in the different municipalities. And so immediately when we go to a new municipality, we immediately match the type of processes that's going to be applicable to them. And that has been part of our success. But obviously, there's thousands of processes inside any organization. And to have an understanding of every one of them becomes a challenge for a consultant. So, and that's where the collective is very important. We don't let consultants operate individually. They always work as part of a team.
Philip, I see that you are burning to add to what Alan's just said.
Just to add on to what Alan's saying, one of the areas that we've addressed very successfully is the deployment of what we loosely term portals. Okay, so portals we've been able to bring some real significant value to the installed base. And there are many portals today that we've deployed across many platforms, but probably the most significant one is the building control portal, where we allow external parties like architects, for instance, to submit their building plans from anywhere in the country to primarily or predominantly any municipality in the Western Cape at the moment. We are working with a few other municipalities outside of the Western Cape, but Just to give an example, if somebody wants to build a house in Neisner or have a extension done in Mossel Bay, that entire interaction with regards to getting the permissions, the building plan approval, we do that all electronically. Now, it might not sound that significant, but if you start to look at the detail, we have architects in Johannesburg that are now participating in projects on the Garden Route on the West Coast without having to leave their place of work or their offices. They are able to comply very quickly, and we speed up the entire approval process quite significantly. And this is important because the sooner we can get a building plan or a development approved, the sooner the municipality can start to earn additional revenue. Now, we've got many, many examples in that space. What grew from this was the mobile app that we've launched. Now, mobile apps, it's a very, very treacherous area because everybody's got an app and everybody's app has got 2 features more than the other person. So our view has been, and Alan can correct me here, but our view has been that you won't just ever have one app that will only interface with an organization. So we will have multiple mechanisms to communicate with a organization or with a municipality. The municipality has the challenge to ensure that they can accommodate the various interfaces from whichever app that they feel that they want to communicate with. But having an app and providing people with information, we soon realized was only the beginning of solving the issue. What people need is when they interact with the municipality is a way to communicate. So what we've done, again through deployment of very structured workflow processes, is we've optimized the whole service request process. So yes, you can take a picture of a pothole and you can send it to someone, but what we make sure of is that whatever you report goes into a workflow, has a proper audit trail, a proper workflow history, and that diligent feedback is given to both the person reporting and to the municipality addressing the issues. So not only is the member of the public or the citizen getting the feedback that he feels he desires, but the municipality internally also uses the feedback that we get from the execution of the business process to manage their internal operations. So they can see where they need to optimize, perhaps put more people, where there's a skills shortage, where there's issues with internal communications, and all of those things are laid bare. But it's a positive reveal, because what we then do is we use that information internally, as Alan said, within the team that engages on the customer side to improve. So we've now not only solved a communication issue, we've not only solved the service delivery issue, but we've also assisted the municipality in increasing the service delivery objectives within the municipality. Where we work, it's important that there's 2 matrix. One is, if your service is consistently bad, that's a good thing. If your service is consistently good, that is great. If it's bad, we can help you to make it better. If it's good, we can help you to keep it there. But what you don't want is erratic service. So you don't want Philip to phone the municipality and get a certain level of service, and Alan to phone the same municipality and get a different level of service. That's what we lay bare, or that's what we expose with the structured deployment of processes within the organization. So that we get to a medium that's acceptable to also members of the public, but also to the internal administration. And this is not a political or any other issue. This is an operational issue, allowing municipalities to actually fulfill the mandate that they have. But it's also assisting the communities that they operate in to feel that they have a channel where they can communicate with the municipality.